Hi guys, welcome back to Steve Small Engine Saloon. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Hutch Hutchinson, introductory beverage of the day. Thank you for that comment, I love it. The introductory beverage of the day today is Miller Genuine Draft. MGDs is what we call it in Canada. Chain brakes, boys. That's what we're talking about today. Chain brakes. The most important safety feature there is on a chainsaw. How you test that, how are you going to make sure that your chain brake on your chainsaw actually works properly? So before we move on any further, I understand that some of you who are watching this video right now don't even know what a chain brake is. They don't even know what I'm talking about. So just really quickly here, what is a chain brake and what does it do? A chain brake is a safety feature on your chainsaw. It's a metal band that when your chain brake is actually actuated like that, it's spring loaded and it clamps that band down tight around your clutch drum, which is driving your sprocket, which is driving your chain. So when you actuate that chain brake, it stops your chain from moving. That's what a chain brake is. That's what a chain brake does. Now, there are two different styles of chain brakes, just because you guys are going to be looking at your own chainsaw, and I just want to make you aware of this. There's internal chain brakes and external chain brakes. That's what I call them. Real quickly here, let's have a look at this. Here's a steel 064. We pull that side cover off. The side cover, when you pull your bar and chain off, that side cover right there has nothing in it. It's just a cover. Okay? Your chain brake mechanism, everything in that is internal, inside the saw itself. Okay? You're going to see some Husqvarnas, you're going to see some Johnson Red, some Craftsman, some other saws out there that kind of look like this. You pull that side cover off like that. The handle, the brake band, the chain brake spring, everything is in the side cover itself. That's what I call an external chain brake. So those are the two different styles of chain brakes that you're going to see on your saw. It doesn't matter if it's internal or external for what I'm going to show you how to test it. You test it the same. They work the same. It's just a different design. It's different engineers who made it. That's all that is. Just letting you know that. So the next question out of you guys is going to be, well, why is there a chain brake even on a chainsaw? Why is it even there? A chain brake is a safety feature that is put on a chainsaw to prevent you from getting injured in case of a kickback. So there you go, boom. What's a kickback now? Well, I'm going to try to explain that to you as best as I can right here. I have this bar marked with a black selfie felt pen. I'm going to call that the danger zone. Boom, right there. There's my new word of the day, danger zone. Right there in that black area from this point to this point is the danger zone on that. If you touch a piece of wood in this area of your bar while that chain is turning, it's going to kick back up in your face. I'll show you kind of briefly here without running, obviously. There's a piece of firewood. Say that you're cutting a piece of firewood, but there's another stick or something behind that firewood as you're putting that chain through, and your end of your bar touches in that danger zone right there. This is what's going to happen. If you touch it like that on a piece of wood when that chain is moving, it's going to flip up like that. It's going to flip up right into your face. That's what a kickback is. And that's why we need to test your chain brake, you guys, so that doesn't happen to you. I have personally met 3 men in my life that have had a kickback where it hit them in the face with a moving chain because their chain brake did not work properly. I got to tell you guys, it's gross. I mean, I'm talking a purple scar from their forehead down to their chin. In 2 of their cases, one of them was just kind of on their nose. It's gross. You don't want that to happen to you. Test your chain brake like I'm going to show you right now. First way we can test that is just simply your physical way of testing that, when it's just simply this. It's just the handle itself. When you're cutting straight down like that and you get a kickback, your hand, your wrist, is going to actuate that chain brake and click it on before it hits you in the face like that. You may still get hit in the face, but your chain won't be moving, so you're going to have way less damage done to you. That's what that's for right there. That's an easy thing to test. It should just be a really simple light pressure on that. I didn't have to push that very hard. Very simple like that. That works perfectly. I've actually had chainsaws over the years come across my bench where I've actually had to pound that thing forward with the palm of my hand. Pound it forward to make that chain brake come on. That is not right. It should just be a simple little light click like that to make that work. Now here's the other thing that a lot of people don't realize. All these chainsaws have what's called an inertia chain brake also, where your hand doesn't actually have to hit that. Because what happens if you're not cutting straight down? What happens if you're cutting sideways? You're limbing trees, you're spacing trees, and you're cutting sideways. You're holding that on the side, not on the top. You're like this, and you get a kickback, and it flips back like this in a kickback situation. And your hand can't hit that guard because your hand's not up here. Your chain brake is supposed to kick on even when your hand is not hitting that guard. It's called an inertia. It's the force of inertia jerking that chainsaw that is supposed to kick that chain brake on anyways, whether your hand hits that or not. How do you test that? You can't just go like this. It's called a drop test. Take your barn chain off. Take that side cover off. Get your barn chain off. Get a piece of wood. I'm going to use a 2x6. It's just a piece of lumber, 2x6. And you can use a piece of firewood, do whatever you want. You can actually do this just dropping it on the concrete or asphalt or a piece of steel, whatever. But use a piece of wood, it's easier on your chainsaw. Here's how we do this. Make sure that your chain brake is turned off. You can spin that sprocket around. It's not locked. Now do this. You hold it up about a foot. And what we're going to do is drop it onto that piece of wood. And it's going to simulate a kickback. It does the same thing as a kickback. It's simulating it. So let's watch this. Didn't work. That's about right. That kicked on. I could hear that click on. Now that's locked. Okay, it's off. Drop it about a foot. That's locked. That worked. That actually worked really good. That's the way it should be. Now, here is my buddy Wayne, his 064, old steel 064. Now, I picked this up from his house this morning so I could do this test on this video. Now I tested this. I did the drop down test. It didn't work. I started hitting it harder and harder. It still wasn't working. That inertia chain brake was still not come on. I was pounding this thing down hard, smashing it down. And then finally the inertia chain brake came on, but I was hitting it way too hard. Okay? Don't tell Wayne I did that though. It's a secret. So what I did was I actually took apart the cover and everything, looked in there, and it was so packed full of debris, sawdust, wood chips in there. I just blew it all out, cleaned it all out in the spring and the brake band and everything like that, and tried it again. And now watch this. This is all clean inside you here now. Chain brake's off. Drums turning freely. Now watch this. Boom. Chain brake came on. That is exactly what you want to see happen right there. That works perfectly now. You're welcome, Wayne. So now you're testing your chainsaw that you have the external brake on it. How do we test that? It's the same procedure. Take your bar and chain off and put that side cover brake mechanism back on. And you could just put those bar nuts back on just finger tight if you want. Just enough to hold that cover back on. And do the same procedure. Do that drop down test. And it should affect an external chain brake and an internal chain brake exactly the same like I just showed you. Now on a different note here, I know some of you guys who are watching right now have actually probably been to service schools and you've been taught a little bit something different. Where you're going to say, you're going to comment on my channel, you're going to comment on this video and say, hey, you're supposed to do that with the bar on it. And you drop the bar on the piece of wood, not the front of your saw. I kind of disagree with that, and I'm going to tell you why right now. I just went and tested 2 brand new saws right off the shelf. One Husqvarna and one Steel. And I tried that drop down test with the bar on it. I already showed you that this one works with no bar and chain on it. Now watch this, bar's on it, and I'm going to drop that bar on the piece of wood. Chain brake's off right now. Chain brake's still off. Still off. Finally it came on. You got to hit that thing really hard. You can't just drop that 1 foot, 2 feet even. Chain brake's off, here's 2 feet. Still not on. You can't do the drop down test, in my opinion, with the bar on it. You have to take it off. It's far more accurate by just dropping the front of your chainsaw on that wood instead of your bar. So that's just a simple test there to make sure that it works properly. I can't find another video on YouTube showing that drop down test like that to see if your inertia chain brake works. I hope this helped you guys out. Safety first, guys. What can I say? Give me that thumbs up button if you like that. I'm trying to help you guys out. Subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Guys, this is an important safety issue on a chainsaw. The most important safety issue on a chainsaw that I can think of. Share this video with your friends. It is actually quite important that people know how to test their chain brake system on their chainsaw so they don't get hurt. You do not want that thing hitting you in the face with a moving chain. Well, what can I say? Till next time, guys. Steve out.
Yeah.